This is great. It's our lucky day! Pikachu, go get it! Aren't you ever gonna listen to me? But why not? All right, I've pledged to get all the Pokémon in the world. Now I'm ready to take the next step to be the #1 Pokémon Master.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trace and Animate. In this episode, we'll be tracing Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, and then together we'll put him in the final scene with Baby Yoda, and our project should come to a close. So this video will come in 3 parts, so there'll be 3 views of Ash that I will be tracing and animating. The first part will be him holding the Pokedex, the second one will be a medium close-up of him, and then the third one will be I think it's a view of the Pokedex, but you'll see as we go along. So let's jump right into it, or I think I already have. So I started with the body for Ash. With this one it was much simpler, because since it's already a cartoon, you know, everything, the lines and colors are there for you, so it makes it much easier. These ones were actually much faster to do. It took about 40 minutes to do to trace one picture of Ash, and I was happy with the results. And again, because I'm tracing an existing character that's already been designed by someone else, this one was much faster and much easier than all the other ones that I've done before. Alright, so interesting fact, Pokemon is actually what got me into animation. I remember when I was in preschool, every day at 4 o'clock they would make us watch Pokemon, and I really enjoyed it, and I started drawing. And then I suppose I got out of touch with it, especially after Dragon Ball Z came out. I think what made me almost get out of touch with Pokemon was that I think Ash never grew up, so you kinda stop relating to the character at some point, especially as you age and the character stays the same. You know, whereas Goku started as a kid, you know, a teenager, and you kind of feel like you're growing up with the character. But anyways, I digress. So right now I'm just working on the color of the Pokédex, I mean the shape of the Pokédex, and then jumping straight to the hat. Now the frustrating part was that this is the second time I'm recording this video. The first time I recorded, the audio went bad and I lost almost everything I recorded. So almost for I think about 24 minutes I was recording without realizing that actually nothing was happening. So that was a bit frustrating. But anyways, round 2, right? So here I'm just doing the details and then just setting the colors. Well, not setting the colors, I actually haven't done the colors yet. So right now I'm still just working on the shape of his hat and just some lines. So what I'd like to know from you guys is, what do you guys think of tracing? I know that some people really hate it, because I mean, you're not really being creative when you're tracing, because you're taking already someone's existing art. You know, so I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. My thoughts are, it depends on what you're doing. If it's fan fiction, then I think it's okay. If it's like a parody, then it's okay. The only time that I think tracing is not okay is when you pretend that what you've done is your own work. Then that's that, you know, that sets a bad taste in your mouth or something. Because I mean, you're taking credit from an original artist, and they probably never get discovered, or sometimes they aren't even aware of it, and someone can take the credit for their work. So I think tracing is good, but only when you give credit to the people who designed the original artwork. So here I give credit to the Pokemon guys. I should actually put it in the description. But alright, so now I'm working on the gloves. This image of Ash won't have a lot of movement. I think it's just going to be still images with the camera that's going to be moving around in the final scene that we'll create. So now just adding a few details. The arm. Yeah. So there. So something exciting happened. I don't know if I did say this on the other video, but I finally reached 10 views on a video. I know in the grand scale of things it's not a lot, but considering that this time it wasn't me that's been watching my own videos, I'm okay. Okay, maybe 7, okay, maybe 3 new views. I still think I watch about 7 of every views that I get. Yeah, alright, so now I'm just copying and pasting the color codes. So the best part is that when you're doing multiple views of the same character, all you need to do is copy the colors the first time around, and then the second time what happens is that, you know, you just use the colors that you copied on this character and then you do it on the other character. But I'll show you as we go along. We've come to that part, so if you've made it this far and you enjoy what you are watching, please consider subscribing or hitting a like. It always helps. It's always encouraging to see that people are taking note. And if you're not willing to subscribe, then thank you for, you know, making it this far. I still appreciate it, so thank you for that. So please consider subscribing and liking. Right, so this picture is almost complete. It's just the few more touches that we're putting on Ash. So here there was a detail that I had forgotten to put on his strap, and then I just remembered to actually put it in later on. Right, so now here I'm just setting the colors and then also the eyebrows. You can see he's finally coming to life, and I think you can also notice how easier it is with the cartoons. Like it's you can see it much better, whereas when you're tracing like an actual picture of a person, yeah, from a picture, that's even more difficult. So right now just doing the hands, so he's almost finished, and then we'll be moving to the next character. And then this mouth will actually have to be replaced with one that can lip sync. So at the moment it's just again for demonstration, but later on I replace it. And then if you'd be interested in seeing more videos like this, especially I think where I don't show like the lip syncing, yeah, just hint in the comments. Apparently you're not supposed to do that. I was watching these videos on YouTube, like how to grow your YouTube channel, and they were like, don't go around making suggestions, you know, just just make the content you want to make. But I think I am so far, because I think my whole thing is tracing and animating whatever I find. This can be anime, an existing picture, or anything. Hopefully that's a good niche, but yeah, a long way to go, and we'll see how it goes. Right, so now I'm just adding my own flair to the picture. Instead of tracing and copying exactly, I'm just adding, you know, some of the stuff that I liked. For this video in particular, I didn't do a test render because there were too many views, and then I didn't want to almost waste too much time on that. And then because Ash is already like based off a cartoon, it's I know that he will work out, versus if I was tracing, you know, someone that was real. Those ones you always gotta test it. So now I've finished with this one, and then I'll be moving on to the next image of Ash, which will be a close-up of him. So you can see this is the part where he'll be holding the Pokeball, almost about to capture Baby Yoda, otherwise known as Grogu. I think that's the name. Right, and then with this one it was even much easier, because for the colors I won't need to copy from a reference picture. I'll just copy or use the dropper ink tool from the character that I've already created. Okay, so now just adding the shirts, and all this was about 40 minutes each, so it's really fast. So if you want to do your own like fan fiction story of an anime, a cartoon, or anything, imagine how fast you guys could chunk out episodes. The only thing that I've struggled with fan fictions has always been the voice acting. I haven't been too confident on that, and then also sometimes I feel a bit guilty, like, you know, you get voice actors that you can't really pay, especially like I can't afford to pay voice actors, even if they do it for free. Like I still feel bad about that, hence why I teach now. What's the saying? Those that can't do teach, apparently. Yeah, if you can't do, you teach. I don't know if it's true or not. Alright, so now just working on the hair. I'm at the 10-minute mark, so if you've even made it this far, then please subscribe. It's like you have to. You've made it to 10 minutes. Then I hope you're enjoying the video. Hit that like button if you've made it this far. Or as Graham Stephan would say, smash that like button. Alright. I'm actually considering tracing Graham Stephan, or just some of the few YouTubers, just because I enjoy what they do, and I'd love to do like a little parody but in animation of them. So I've been contemplating that, and I'm hoping to do it after I've done the videos that I've already planned out to do. Alright, so now I'm doing this Pokeball. I actually, after I finished doing this project, I realized that I actually wanted this Pokeball to move around, but I'd already gone so far that I realized, it wasn't really worth the time, especially for the purpose of these videos. Yeah. And then I suppose if you're wondering what are the purpose of this video, it's just, I don't know, to encourage you that you can do your own like animations if you want to. You don't necessarily need to have like the best softwares in the world. That, with something like Anime Studio, you can push out something really quick and something of good quality, especially with the line work. It's really amazing. Right, so now just adding the hands. You can see just the extra little details. Yeah, and then also the other reason that I do these videos is just, I think anyone that's got this program, just to encourage them in terms of, I remember when I started with Anime Studio, I think there was like not more than 5 videos, of people doing this. In fact, not really. Even the tutorials were very simplistic, and I know that this isn't really a tutorial. Well, it's not even a tutorial to begin with, but you can get the idea. And then, but I know I've seen other people do similar videos, so those are also entertaining as well. Alright, so now I'm just coming to the end of this in terms of the line work for Ash. It's just mostly the outlines and whatnot that I'm working on, but he's basically complete. Yeah. Okay, so now just doing that little hair. Would that be considered a fringe, I wonder? And then the ears. I'm surprised that I actually forgot to do the ears, because usually after doing the body and doing the hair, that's what I immediately come to. But in this case, I'd forgotten. And then here I'm just making sure that the shirt does not cover up his ears. Then just adding final little details there. And then his eyebrows. And then I think we're just gonna go and do the eyes. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but almost on every picture the process is very, very similar. It's actually repetition, and once you get into the habit of just repeating the same thing over and over again, it almost becomes second nature. So with the first one, or your first trace might be difficult, and then the second one it gets easier and easier, and then before you know it, you don't even really think about it, you just almost do. So this is the portion of the video where I was talking about just copying the colors. So you can see how much faster it is this time. I just transfer from the left hand side to the from the right hand side to the left hand side. You can see how the colors are just changing so fast. The only thing that I had to reference in terms of the colors was the Pokeball. That's the only thing that I needed to go back to the picture, because I didn't have one that I had drawn before. So you can see here I'm just adding and stretching, and then I'm happy with the results. It really looks good, but again, he doesn't have almost the artistic style that I like to add, and it's the almost making some of the lines very thick. So here you can see I'm just adding the color to the Pokeball, and then it should come to a conclusion with this one. Well, after the lines have been made thick again. And then weird because right now as I'm recording this video, I'm struggling to find things to say because I'd said everything in the first video before the audio got corrupted. So now I'm lost for words. And I know that my videos don't have music in the background, so if I do find it a bit awkward when it's like too silent. It's like, what can I say? What can I talk about? So I don't know, maybe I should like put bullet points of things that I'd like to discuss or anything. And then it's there. So here you can see it's coming to a close, just a few little details left, and then before you know it, we're done. And again, with this one, the mouth will have to be replaced with one that can be lip synced. For this one, it will just be a demonstration. And then, but I think as I do more videos, then I am gonna get more specific, especially with lip syncing and how I make the eyes, and especially how I make the eyes blink and stuff. It's mostly masking. All right. See, just making it thick, making him look good. Giving him that flair as I call it. Okay, I'm happy with the results. And then sometimes I do forget some details, so I will come back to it, but it's usually like 1 or 2 details that I forget, and then I just fix it later on. So you can see here. And yeah. So now working on the last one. This one, if I'm being honest, it was actually a bit annoying because it was a lot of line work and not as much as Baby Yoda, but it just had like these annoying lines that I had to do. But in the end, you know, you get it done. So here, just tracing and smoothing. And then I think sorry, I was gonna say something that, you know how they say you should be careful to commit to things, and then so I was gonna, you know when you start talking about what you plan to do for the future and then you end up not doing it. So I was about to announce something, and then I was like, you know what, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Like, hold your horses, do the videos first and then just show people and not really talk about what you're gonna do. These buttons were also annoying. I know usually I don't want to look at stuff as in annoying terms, but maybe I should say tedious. I think that's a better word to use. These buttons were very tedious, and I think it would have been better if I'd colored in some portions and then copied and pasted them. It would have made things way much easier, but unfortunately I failed to do that, and it did come back to bite me. Ouch. Did I just say that? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna leave that in. It's just too much work to edit out some stuff. Well, it's not too much work, I'm just being lazy. So right now what I'm doing is just adding the shade to the Pokedex. And then yeah, I think the best part is always when the colors come in and then you start seeing it literally take shape. Then you're like, oh, okay, now I see what I'm doing. Otherwise you can get discouraged doing that, and the next project did do that to me. So yeah, Darth Vader was something else. Alright, so now just adding the shades to the buttons and just making it look nice. So what I like mostly about the trace and animate videos is that I think with each video I do, it produces 3 videos. So what I do is that each video will contain about 2 characters, and then I just record each character that I'm doing, and then you put that in one video, and then obviously the creating the other character, and then also the last video is just putting everything together. So just showing the process. And I've always wanted to see this in movies. Like, I really wish in movies, especially animated movies, they could show us like really detailed how they go about it. But I know usually they show us snippets, never really the full thing. And some of them, even if they do, it's not really, it's always the stuff that you already know. It's never like the detailed stuff. So I'd love to see like a documentary of like behind the scenes of an animation, like from proper scratch to the final finish. But since I didn't get that, I was like, well, why don't I do it? So you can see that I think the videos that I do, I try to show like every process unless it's a small step. And I think the only things that I haven't been showing, it's the lip syncing. Yeah, the lip syncing. Then here I'm just adding the screen. That's where Baby Yoda is gonna be placed, or Grogu. And then just adding final details. And then soon we should be coming to an end. So you can see now we can make Baby Yoda look like he's in the Pokédex. And then I generally don't like doing voiceovers for for these animations, but I had no choice, especially for the Pokédex one. So yeah, that was fun. I truly enjoyed it, but I try to avoid voice acting whenever I can. And then they're just adding little details. And then this should bring it to a close. Well, after the colors, that is. So this was the actual colors of the Pokédex. So I then went to the first image that I traced of Ash, and then I just replaced those colors of the Pokédex with these colors, and then that was it. Right. So as of this recording, I'm still on 1 subscriber. I'm looking forward to seeing how it will be in a year, and then we'll see how it is. If it's still 1 subscriber, then that's still alright. I think in anything that you do, you have to be, I think you have to be optimistic and do your best, like really follow your process through. But I think you also need to be okay with not achieving. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know, it makes sense to me in any case. That or never underestimate the amount of work that you need to put into a project that you're working on. Right, so now it's just these little annoying colors that I'm doing. Frustrating. But again, this was all under 40 minutes, so technically not a lot of time. So here, again, just the colors. And then what I did with this, I suppose is something that I'd forgotten to show, is that you see this little glowy thingy right that I'm working on right now. I made it so that whenever the Pokédex speaks or there's voice from the Pokédex, it flashes just like in the anime. It's weird thinking of Pokemon as an anime. I always thought it was just a cartoon, only to find out you've been watching anime your whole life. And then yeah, right there. So it's almost there. I'm actually getting excited that it's almost done, because man, these colors were annoying. So now the only thing that's going to be the only thing that we'll have to do is Ash's hand that covers the Pokédex, and that also goes behind the Pokédex. So you can see colors already there. I just copy and paste. And you can see how fast that is. Really cool, actually. And then just adding the thicknesses, that flare as I call it. And then that pretty much brings this video to a close. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you enjoy what you are watching, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and yeah, thank you. This brings it to a close. Maybe I said that too early. There's still some few minutes left. Actually 1 minute. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please check out the other videos if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.